Regular show is insane, right? Forget an opening bit. You guys aren't here for all that. This video is exactly what it says on the tin. Regular show has a really bizarre reputation. I can't count on 16 hands how many times a person just explodes or a city block is leveled seemingly at the drop of a dime. And that might not even be hyperbole. There could just be an episode I'm forgetting where they have to fight a giant made of money because Rigby didn't want to pay Skips $5. So yeah, a lot of people should be dead in this show, but I'm not James A. Janice and this isn't a kill count. So what exactly does catastrophic mean? Google says causing sudden great damage. So starting from episode 1, I'm gonna rewatch the entirety of Regular Show, not the movie. I'm gonna watch all 8 seasons of Regular Show and talk about every major catastrophe Mordecai and Rigby cause. I'm gonna talk about the damage done in an episode. The damage has to be permanent, so no in-episode reversal like in the episode about Margaret's diary. And the last rule is that it has to be a real thing that happened. So the terror tales of the park don't count for anything. Without any further ado, let's jump right in. Yes, there's a nuke in this episode. But contrary to what you might think, and what I was thinking before I started the project, this is one of the episodes with the least amount of damage. So Mordecai and Rigby have to clean a fountain when they find a bunch of baby ducks chilling. They spend most of the episode trying to look for a place for them to live, pretty standard stuff so far. Then this mustachioed guy kidnaps the ducks, and during the chase out the park, Rigby flips the truck over, while they're in it mind you, and it smashes the fountain. Then the ducks fuse together and cut the dude in half. You would think this would put it super high in the destruction ranking, right? But the only damage it actually caused is a small burn mark where the ducks fused. Now this is a good starting line I can work with. Some light destruction of property, nothing Skips can't fix given like a week and a half. I picked this one because there's a lot of episodes that are iconic that end with about this much damage, but this one threw me for a loop. So the score to beat is a fountain and a truck. Mordecai and Rigby are gaming, and they start talking shit as gamers tend to do. Eventually, they make a bet that whoever loses has to take their character's hairstyle for a week. Rigby cheats on the bet, and Mordecai meets a bunch of blonde guys, and they start to drift away from Rigby. Wow. This seems like a regular TV plot. Except Mordecai's actually in a cult centered around people being blonde, and he essentially has to deep fry Rigby to stay in the cult. Don't worry, he doesn't. During the ensuing escape, he uses a laser ring to shoot a barrel full of hair dye and blow up the entire underground complex, rivaling the size of Circus Baby's entertainment rentals, plus the building on top of it. Yeah, I didn't think the second episode of the show would make it in the top 10 either, but here we are, I guess. So Mordecai and Rigby are in charge of setting up the chairs.
What the H, dude?
They take a break to play some video games, and ignoring Skips' note, unleashes the destroyer of worlds. Living up to his title, he destroys 4 small buildings, a slide, a bouncy castle, a school bus, and spawns in a massive flaming ravine before the guys can intervene. So they strap arcade cabinets to the back of a golf cart and just game him into hell. Also, he kills the special entertainment. Muscle Man, wait, is this my first time mentioning him in this video? It definitely won't be the last. I'm looking at you, Slam Dunk. Anyway, Muscle Man broke up with his girlfriend, who happens to fall in love with Mordecai. But because Mordecai's still simping over Margaret or whatever, he dumps Starla. She blows up the coffee shop somehow? When she makes it to the park, she spawns in another ravine, clears this forest, downs this helicopter, destroys Muscle Man's RV. We see 2 more random cars in this shot, and also the house is boned. At the end of the episode, they get back together. Rigby's tired of being weak, cause, you know. So he goes to the School of Death Kwon Do and steals the secrets of the school. Well, that's all fun and games at first. He blows up the cabinet in the room, then he punches Skips through a wall and a light pole, then he destroys a snack bar, a fountain, a circus tent, and a boulder. But this shot's where things take a turn for the worst. Look at this. I mean, he downed a plane. But no, we aren't done. That'd be too easy. When Mordecai shows up and they play punchies again, they blast a hole so deep in the earth, they're surrounded by magma. A rudimentary Google search will tell you that magma doesn't form until about 250 kilometers deep into the ground. I don't know of any 155-mile pits in the floor, so I can't tell you how much damage this would really cause, so I'm gonna say a lot and we're gonna move on. So Mordecai wants to make a website for Margaret, but Muscle Man has computer rights for the day. So instead of arguing and getting nowhere, they wager computer rights over a game of basketball. Mordecai and Rigby yell Kobe before missing a shot, so the god of basketball comes down, gives him superpowers, and helps him play against Muscle Man. In their last game, the god of basketball and Muscle Man end up on the same team. When at the match point, the game goes into space, and Mordecai dunks the ball from somewhere around Jupiter. When he hits the rim, he... Okay, it's not that bad. Do you like Star Wars? Like, any of these ones? Boy, I got some good news for you. Mordecai and Rigby are losers, right? So in an effort to win a bet with Benson, they get so fresh, so clean, and trick out their bikes so hard they get pulled into intergalactic cool court because they're gonna create a coolness black hole. You would think, being rational people, they would respect the laws of the apparently galactic government, right?
Court is adjourned, losers.
Thank God I'm not kill counting the show. This is an obscene amount of bodies on its own. Now this is where we enter the upper echelon of obscene destruction. All that beforehand, that was kid stuff. Those were appetizers. It was like a salad and some mac and cheese or some shit. This is the meat and potatoes. And to begin our delicious last course, we're gonna have to fast forward all the way to season 8. You know what's more catastrophic than a space station exploding? An entire space battle. So this is well into the point where space adventures are commonplace, but this is right before the finale, so this is the second biggest space fight we get in the entire show. After doxing the crew, Evil Pop shows up with an absurdly large space laser and an entire army. So all of the park domes are trying to escape, and right before the park can, this big ass laser gets pointed at him. Moments before it fires, this guy, his name is Sure Shot, blasts the person aiming the cannon, incidentally directing the shot towards this thing that's basically Saturn, obliterating it. Now that's a nice clean landmark, and I wish that was the end of the fucking video because the last two are uncertain depending on how you want to call it. And I don't mean that our top two are not the most destructive, because I guarantee you they are. It's the order. So this is how it's going to go down. I'm going to describe them how I have been, and I'm going to let you guys figure it out in the comments, because I know which one I think, but also I'm kind of stupid. With that being said, let's do it. Oh shit, which one am I doing first? Actually, hey, let me get a coin. Okay. Oh my, damn. Tails, okay, that's going first. I probably should have told you guys what I was like, what they were beforehand and then flipped, but I didn't want to spoil it. For the two of you who have clicked this video and haven't seen the show before, let me give you a quick recap on the context. Pops is an eldritch being who's locked in combat with his evil brother, and every time they fight, they end up resetting the universe. This is that battle. Another piece of information you need to know is that a few episodes ago, Blu-ray, who is a person, made a box set of all of regular show in-universe, and for some reason it persists through time and space. In the big climactic battle, the universe gets reset, but Rigby remembers the final battle happened. So using the power from the first episode of the show, they jump back to the first timeline and change the outcome of the fight. Quick questions for any astrophysicists in the audience. What does a supernova look like? I think it's better if I just show you instead of trying to explain it poorly. So Pops hugs his brother into the sun, and then there's a very bright flash and explosion. Then we cut to the guys getting back to Earth. So either this thing went supernova and Mordecai and Rigby just fucking tanked it, or Pops and Negapop's energy exploded in the sun, causing what would be an even bigger explosion than a supernova. Or, as his last action, Pops neutralized the damage from the star, which he should be able to do because he was canceling out Muscle Man being erased from existence earlier. Either way, take your pick. I'm picking boosted supernova because I think it's funny. And yeah, the supernova probably wouldn't be boosted by Pops and Evil Pops' energy, but also regular show is insane, so I'm ignoring real world physics. So the guys get some really crappy Carter and Breaks toys, and there's a random cassowary terrorizing the park. Because, you know, the guys aren't capable of dealing with a dinosaur that can shoot implosion missiles, they call the baby ducks to come and help. Turns out that these execs from Playco have been hounding the ducks for like months, and they need their signatures to get this new merch line going. So, do you like Gurren Lagann? I hope you do, because if not, this is not for you. So the cassowary, the geese, and the ducks turn into their mechs. However, the geese and cassowary turn into Moto Goosewary X. So the gang called their respective mechs and turned into Hyper Duck Extreme Park variant. The stuff that happens on Earth literally doesn't make a difference in the long run, so let's take it up to space. All the way up to the moon, Moto Goosewary X fuses with the limos the executives rode to the park, becoming this thing, and immediately slamming them into the moon so hard that it splits in half. Oh, you thought that was it for the damage? Moto Goosewary X combines with one of the halves of the moon to become Luna Goosewary X, Omega Warrior. Realizing they're going to get their teeth kicked in, the guys call in Carter and Briggs, and Andy, who's the duck's older brother, to form Hyper Duck Ultimate Fury Giga Wing. Now yes, there's a focus group. But on the TV right here, it says live, so all of this is happening right now. When I started this project, I was actually really worried about this episode because I knew this would be high ranking, and then I remember the bit where it's a focus group, and I saw that it said live on the corner when I was rewatching it, and my heart sang. I was so excited I get to talk about this episode because it's like my favorite. So the guys are going to have to sign the contract until the geese find out that in the toy line, they're going to be marketed as the bad guys. So Luna Goosewary X Ultimate Warrior and Hyperduck Ultimate Fury Giga Wing fuse together to become Hyperduck Kingbreaker White Lightning. They then immediately summon the Galaxy Blade from a distant moon, destroying Jupiter, doing this, and then doing this to the Earth. How do I even categorize that damage-wise? How much damage happens off-screen when the Galaxy Blade does this? Are we just gonna pretend it slides through everything? I don't think it does. Personally, I think I'd put Brilliant Century Duck Crisis in the lead because the sword is just absurd. But also, I don't know how much the supernova got gassed by Pops and Evil Pops' energy, or if it even did. It's not even my decision anymore. It's up to you guys. So, which of our 2 finalists do you think is more catastrophic? Do you think I'm a dumb stupid head who forgot an episode? I'm not offended. I am a dumb stupid head. Okay, maybe I'm a little sad. Let me know what you think in the comments, because it's about the conversation. I really want to know what you guys think on this one. What's your favorite episode of Regular Show? Well, I'm just asking questions. Do you like Margaret at all? I don't. I hate her. I didn't even talk about her in this episode except in relation to Mordecai. So, just to go on a quick tangent, I hate her so much. She's so irritating. Make sure you like and share the video. I put a lot of effort into these. I'd really appreciate it. And also subscribe, duh. It'd be super dope. And I come up with new content pretty frequently. I don't know what project I'm going to start after this, but I think it's going to be a good one. So, if you're excited for that, or if you're at least interested, you should definitely hit the subscribe button. I'm just saying, I'm winking a nudge, you know what I mean? But that's gonna be all from me. I'm Knightley. You've been incredible. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.